Hello, friends. Welcome to this journey through When Things Fall Apart, Hard Advice for Difficult Times by Pema Chödrön. If you're feeling overwhelmed by life's uncertainties, maybe a loss, a transition, or just the everyday chaos, this book is like a gentle hand on your shoulder, reminding you that you're not alone. Pema Chödrön, an American Buddhist nun in the Tibetan tradition, draws from her own experiences and the wisdom of her teacher, Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche, to offer practical hard advice for navigating tough times. This book grew out of Pema's sabbatical year, where she reflected on talks she'd given over 7 years. It's not about escaping pain or achieving some perfect state. Instead, it's an invitation to lean into the sharp points of life, to make friends with fear, groundlessness, and suffering. Pema teaches that chaos is extremely good news because it wakes us up to our true nature, a vast, open heart capable of compassion for ourselves and others. As we dive in, imagine we're walking together through a forest path, sometimes rocky, sometimes serene. Feel free to pause and reflect. This isn't a rush. It's about awakening Matri, that loving kindness toward yourself right here and now. Let's begin. Chapter 1: Intimacy with Fear. We start with fear, something we all know too well. Pema opens by comparing the spiritual journey to setting out in a small boat on a vast ocean, searching for unknown lands. Fear arises naturally as we approach the truth, like explorers fearing they'll drop off the world's edge. But fear isn't the enemy. It's universal, shared even by insects closing up when touched. Instead of running, Pema encourages intimacy with fear, staying right where we are, making it vivid without escape. She shares a story of a man in India fighting his emotions until facing a snake in meditation, leading to tenderness and acceptance. Ask yourself, when fear hits, do you fight or befriend it? This chapter sets the tone. Lean in, and fear becomes a teacher, revealing groundlessness as both unnerving and tender. Chapter 2: When Things Fall Apart. Life falls apart, jobs end, relationships shatter, health fails. Pema shares her experience at Gampo Abbey, where her self-image crumbled, exposing unfinished business. She realized chaos is extremely good news, a chance to lean into sharp points. Things falling apart is testing and healing. We think we must pass or overcome, but true healing allows room for grief and joy. Pema recounts a story of a poor family whose son's crippling seemed disastrous, but it saved him from war. Life's unpredictability teaches us to stay on the brink without concretizing. This is the path. Embrace impermanence as a teacher and friend. Chapter 3: This very moment is the perfect teacher. Discomfort isn't bad news. It's our perfect teacher. Feelings like disappointment or resentment show where we're stuck, urging us to perk up and lean in. Pema explains how triggers reveal unresolved issues. Instead of running, see them as messengers. Reaching our limit isn't punishment. It's a sign of health, inviting us to pause. She shares Rinpoche's story of facing a guard dog by charging toward it, surprising fear into retreat. What happens when you meet your match? This chapter guides. Use meditation to observe without indulging or repressing, awakening bravery in the present moment. Chapter 4: Relax as it is. Meditation isn't about achieving bliss. It's relaxing with reality. Pema details Shamatha Vipassana. Open your mind, relax, and lightly focus on the out-breath. Label thoughts, thinking with gentleness, like a dancer returning to posture after frenzy. Posture matters. 6 points for settling the body. Sit now. Feel your seat, legs, upright torso, open hands on thighs, downward gaze, slightly open mouth. This practice undoes habits, revealing clear, fresh mind. Relax as it is, and joy emerges from simplicity. Key: return to openness without extra conceptualization, experiencing sounds and movements as part of the environment. Chapter 5: It's never too late. We often feel like the worst person in the world, burdened by self-doubt. Pema stresses Matri, unconditional friendship with ourselves. It's never too late to practice loving kindness, dissolving dualistic tension. Explore personal demons, shame, jealousy, rage. Turn toward them like a child facing nightmare monsters that fade upon inspection. Like a girl's nightmares ended when she stopped running and looked. Celebrate impermanence and pain, their gateways to tenderness. Practice. Develop loving kindness daily, dissolving dualistic tensions. It's never too late to start. Chapter 6: not causing harm. Non-aggression heals. Not harming means mindfulness, clear seeing with compassion. Meditation helps relate honestly to senses without judgment. Ground of non-harm is awareness. Path is refraining from habitual spins. Well-being arises. Body like a mountain. Speech like a stringless lute. Mind like a ripple-free lake. Practice. Notice reactions without reacting, fostering peace in daily interactions. Key. Non-harm extends to self and others, undoing aggression's root, ignorance. Chapter 7. Hopelessness and Death. Hope and fear are intertwined. Abandon hope for security to embrace groundlessness. Yitang Che, totally fed up, signals awakening from alternatives. Fear of death underlies anxiety. Life is like a sinking boat. Practice. Relax into no man's land without grasping, finding joy in hopelessness. Stories like Suzuki Rashi's boat metaphor highlight impermanence. Key. Giving up hope liberates us from suffering's cycle, fostering bravery and contentment. Chapter 8. 8 Worldly Dharmas. Suffering arises from attachment to opposites. Pleasure/pain, praise/blame, fame/disgrace, gain/loss. Notice mood swings tied to these, hooked by hope/fear. Padmasambhava's story of dancing with ritual tools, accidentally killing others, teaches samsara's workings. Explore reactions without judgment for wisdom and kindness. Practice. Regard moods as path, dissolving dualism. Key. Non-attachment to these pairs fosters compassion beyond self-centered cycles. Chapter 9. 6 Kinds of Loneliness. Loneliness isn't an enemy but cool loneliness that flips fear. 6 kinds. Less desire, like willingness to be lonely without resolution. Contentment, like nothing to lose. Avoiding unnecessary activities, like not seeking distractions. Complete discipline, like returning to present without grasping. Not wandering in desire's world, like relating directly. Not seeking security from thoughts, like letting chatter dissolve. Rest in middle way. No reference point, awakening bravery. Practice. Relax with hot loneliness, sowing seeds for openness. Chapter 10. Curious about existence. 3 marks of existence. Impermanence, harmony and flux, suffering from resisting change, egolessness, unbiased mind like sun rays. Celebrate them as joyful reality. Curiosity at everyday level reveals a 4th, peace, well-being from seeing opposites as complementary. Practice. Recognize reactions without bias, exploring neurosis and wisdom. Key. Fundamental situation is joyful. Inquisitiveness uncovers innate goodness. Chapter 11. Non-aggression and the 4 Maras. Obstacles are friends teaching awakening. Devaputra, seeking pleasure to avoid pain. Skanda, recreating self for ground. Klesha, inflaming emotions to stay asleep. Yama, fear of death/life. Buddha's arrows turning to flowers exemplifies non-aggression. Practice. Let go, turning swords into flowers by openness. He. Maras dissolve dualism, awakening intelligence through groundlessness. Chapter 12. Growing up. Study yourself honestly with kindness. Clear seeing reveals Buddha within as Bodhidharma taught. Balance compassion and insight to unlock joy beyond self-importance. Milarepa's trials show growth through surrender. Practice. Drop resentment and pride, fostering tenderness. Key. Maturing means befriending confusion, not escaping it. Chapter 13. Widening the circle of compassion. Compassion starts with self, open to unwanted parts. Drive all blames into oneself softens barriers for space. Tunglen. Breathe in pain, out relief, widening kinship. Stories like a homeless man's isolation highlight not shutting down. Practice. Ventilate life's atmosphere, fostering openness. Chapter 14. The love that will not die. Bodhicitta, noble heart, is inherent tenderness, awakened by vulnerability. Stories of fathers witnessing tragedies and dying patients feeling universal pain illustrate kinship. Journey down to healing water of bodhicitta. Practice. Tunglen for all beings, discovering unbreakable love. Chapter 15. Going against the grain. Tunglen reverses avoidance. Breathe in suffering, out joy, liberating selfishness. Stages. Flash absolute bodhicitta. Work with texture, personal pain, expand infinitely. Stories like Sita Lazoff inhaling prisoners' pain show natural emergence. Practice. Dissolve armor, awakening compassion's vast view. Chapter 16, Servants of Peace. 6 Parmithas, transcendent actions with prajna, wisdom cutting fixation, generosity, giving beyond holding. Discipline, letting go of escape. Patience, wonder at happenings. Exertion, connecting with inspiration. Meditation, unconditional openness. Prajna, homelessness in views. Boot camp for bodhisattvas dissolves war's causes. Practice, turn actions into gold, benefiting society. Chapter 17, Opinions. Notice opinions as thinking, egolessness arises. Aggression from solid views increases pain. Non-aggression cultivates peace. Apply to social action without enemy-making. Practice, let opinions dissolve, fostering clear communication. Chapter 18, Secret Oral Instructions. Squeeze of ambiguity awakens wisdom. Naropa's trials with Tilopa show staying with uncertainty. Grow up, brave enough to see without saints. Practice, experiment with groundlessness, discovering innate wisdom. Chapter 19, 3 Methods for Working with Chaos. Dissolve dualism. No struggle, shamatha vipassana. Poison as medicine, tun glen. Whatever arises as awakened, charnel ground view. Move toward difficulties. Practice, relax with chaos, transforming burden into joy. Chapter 20, The Trick of Choicelessness. Samaya, sacred bond, binds to reality body, speech, mind as teacher. Trick, realize no escape, sacred mandala now. Stories like Marpa's gold illustrate total commitment. Practice, dwell in experience without alternatives, awakening sanity. Chapter 21, Reversing the Wheel of Samsara. Change mind habits. Notice, stop, reverse samsara. Dharma personal, unlock softness. Story of money panic shows turning momentum. Practice, stop habitual actions, exploring projections. Chapter 22, The Path is the Goal. Path evolves moment by moment, groundless, workable. Everything accumulates. Relate with precision, compassion. Uplift society. Diminish suffering through bravery. Key, now is enlightenment. Use life fully without struggle. And there we are, at the end of our walk through when things fall apart. Pema Chödrön's wisdom isn't abstract. It's a call to embrace life's messiness with open heart and mind. From intimacy with fear to Tonglen's compassionate breath. From dissolving maras to practicing parmithas. The path is here, now, in every squeeze and joy. Friends, it's never too late. Lean into groundlessness, cultivate matri, and watch bodhicitta awaken. Apply these teachings daily. Notice opinions, breathe in pain, relax as it is. You'll find freedom, kindness, and the love that will not die. Thank you for joining me. May your life unfold with peace and curiosity. Until next time, be gentle with yourself.